Rise and shine, it's a brand new day. Ken can take the stage, ready to play. Weekdays at 10, the cars and the scene. Coffee in hand, they're living the dream. Aggression in the voice, got the whole town awake. Bringing fire to the mic, make no mistake. Shows in the corner, spitting out facts. Dropping truth bombs, ain't holding back. Ken in the morning, feel the heat. From 10 a.m. CST, can take a seat. We live and loud, that break in the mind. Ken and the bold. Light up your speakers, crank up the sound. They're talking about life upside down. Opinions exploding like a sonic blast. In the studio, they're built to last. With passion and grit, they engage and ignite. Every single week, they're a force can't fight. From sports to politics,
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Good morning. It's a Victory Monday. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Yoli. And while Fred congratulates us, Broski, good morning to you, brother.
Thanks, Ken, man. Good morning to you. Victory Monday.
It is. I mean, we've not had. I mean, this is more Victory Mondays than last year, but it's like this season just feels different, doesn't it? For the Bears, at least.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like everyone's buying into Ben Johnson. It feels like the team as a whole now, still has some holes and whatnot, but everyone's attitude and mindset is improving and taking a step in the right direction. On top of the fact they already have more wins than they did last season. So, yeah, they're taking a step in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, Fred, you have to ask Bill the Packer fan who actually made that song. I have no idea what half his lyrics mean in there, but he's a Packers fan. So, I mean, take that for what it's worth. Oh, geez. Broski, Yoli wants to see you. Broski's like, I'm trying to, like, a documentary. You'll find the wild Broski bear, and you may only capture a glimpse once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning, Paul. We got Joe on the stage this morning too. Hey, good morning, Joseph. How you doing this morning?
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Joe?
What's going on, bros?
The Bears. First off, let me kind of back up to Thursday, right? So the Raiders, because this all goes to another point. The Raiders in Denver, close game, right? And a lot of people didn't give the Raiders a shot in hell. And then you go to the Bears game yesterday where it's like another one of these come from behind, end of the game, get a score late to win it kind of thing. And then you get the afternoon games, which was blowout city, which that is the first time we've had that many blowouts in a day, I think, all season. So on one hand, you got like this whole Raiders-Bears dichotomy where a lot of these games are like super close. And then you had yesterday for the first time, really, I think was the most blowout games I've seen in any given week in the league. What do you guys think?
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, those afternoon games, those 4:30 games, they were over by halftime, essentially.
First quarter, some of them, yeah.
Yeah, you're not kidding, man. Then you got a game too, like the 1-8 Saints playing the Panthers, who everyone thought, hey, the Panthers are tough. They're getting it together, and all of a sudden, all the Panthers do, they score 7 points and they lose at home to Tyler Shuck in his second NFL start.
Although Shuck looked pretty good, man.
Yeah. Dude, I was pumping him up this offseason in the draft, man. Like, bro, he's 6'5", has an arm. Like, he looked really good out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's 32 years old, but, he's got a chance, man. Like, I don't know. Like, He had almost 300 yards yesterday. Like,
who's very similar to Mendoza in the draft this year, who's playing in Indiana right now. They're very similar. They're both 6'5", have a real good arm. They're not like mobile quarterbacks, but for their size, they can move around in the pocket very well. You know what I mean? That type of thing. They're very similar, actually.
Jim gives the big what if question, right? What if Dart hadn't left the game? Well, I don't know. What if Dart hadn't left the game? I mean, look at the Bears weren't particularly awesome to start the game. But again, neither were the Giants. Jets. Yeah, oh, by the way, the Jets won yesterday too. Go figure. I mean, I kind of hate the what ifs, right? Well, what if? Well, great. What if Ben Johnson decided to try to kick field goals in the first quarter instead of going for the fourth downs when they were 48 yards away? I mean,
what if Britney Spears decided to have my children instead of Kevin Federline's? Like, come on, dude. Like, what ifs are exactly that? They mean nothing.
Yeah,
I was going to comment on that too. Like, there's reports coming out saying that this is like the fourth time this season Jackson Dart has been in like concussion protocol.
Well, he's in a very short career if he doesn't.
Yeah. What I was going to say is like Dabble, their coach, right? He's fighting for his job this year, in my opinion. So it's like the fact that he keeps running like all these design runs for Dart, man. I just think that's out of like pure like him trying to save his own job, and I think that's messed up because this kid's taking way too many hits, man. He's not going to last, man.
The problem is like that's if you take away Dart's runs, you're taking away 60% of what he can do.
I know, Jim. I know. But no, I mean, like Jim brings up a good point though, like because it leads into what the guys are talking about now. Is what if Dable takes care of Dart versus letting this kid go get concussion protocol every other game? And what if they actually put some pieces around him? And he's got a nifty little receiver he tends to like that no one gives credit to. So I mean, like the Giants aren't without possibilities. Like I get Dart's the reason why they're doing what they're doing, but you kind of got to take what the Caleb approach. I mean, for as much as I think Eberflus sucked last year as a Bears coach, the one thing I did like that they did early on with Caleb was, all right, don't go running the ball all the time. They kind of held them back a little bit in that regard. And yeah, it kind of hurt. We didn't win games maybe. But now fast forward to now, he's much better about picking and choosing when he runs the ball. And look what he did yesterday. Look at what Caleb did in the run game yesterday because he picks his moments much better, whereas Dart is kind of just Fields in the way of like, oh, it's not going, I'm gonna just go. And what happens?
Well, yeah, that's one thing I always respected about Caleb, man. He's really trying to avoid taking off and running as much as possible. Sometimes people will even say to a fault, but I like that about him. He's trying to look for the pass first. But yeah, like what you said, especially this week, man, he was great about choosing when to actually take off and run, and it paid off huge. And he's not taking hits like that either. So that's another thing he's smart about.
No, he kind of took a hit on the one run where he came up just short, but he didn't take it wasn't like he took a full hit, right? Because he was trying to get to the end zone. He didn't take a big hit. In fact, he probably took less of a hit than he takes completing a pass in the pocket where he gets hit after the pass, right? I mean, so yeah, he's been good about that. And of course, we've got Wood this morning on this Victory Monday. Good morning, Woody.
Morning, Woody. About to sell that $100,000 truck in about 2 hours. Oh yeah. Joe, come on down, Joe. You deserve a $100,000 truck.
Is that how much an F-150 costs these days?
No, it's an F-450 F-450 dually.
Actually, so just so you know, broski, I traded in my F-150.
Wow.
Oh, that's right. You did. You said didn't you get like a Benz or something like that?
I got a 2012 S550.
Oh, you got a fake Benz. Congratulations.
Oh, it's not a fake one. Come on.
Basically yesterday's game is we won. I'm not really happy. We had to come back and beat the Giants. And if one more Giants fans message me and say, "Oh, you guys won because Jackson Dart got a concussion," which is bullshit because their defense faltered again in the fourth quarter, just like they did against Denver. I seen a lot of good stuff, but our defense, holy shit, dude. You got to stop fucking players, man.
I'll say this though, with Gardner Johnson, I called it. He was brought in to be the nickel. 2 sacks, the fumble. I mean, how is this guy sitting on the open market as long as he was? He comes into this defense immediately making an impact. Immediately making an impact. In fact, Montez Sweat's been playing better since he got here as well. You know, the defense is still not without issues. And I think the biggest issue, though, guys, is this. I think the problem for the Bears is when they run zone, that's when they're getting beat, when they're in zone. When they're in man press, they do okay. But when they're in zone, the problem is they're not getting the pressure on the quarterback. And when you look at they're getting beat, it's not like that Tyreek Stevenson is missing coverage or that it's these quarterbacks, because they're having time, because we're not getting the pressure, they're able to hit the soft spots in the zone. That's where the one completion right over Sewell yesterday, right? But look at but he put the ball where you're supposed to put the ball in the zone, right? And the Bears covered it like they were supposed to cover it in the zone. But the pressure didn't get there in time, therefore they got the completion. And if you look at the Bears defense, these are zone hits. Every single one of these are zone hits. They're not really getting beat on the man-to-man press stuff.
Well, the thing is, what reminded me yesterday is when I was at the game, when we played the Giants here in New Jersey, when Daniel Jones was there, and he beat us on 3 QB rollouts for touchdowns. And that's when Velus Jones, dropped the punt, and I was very happy with that because, fuck you. So it seems like these mobile quarterbacks on the Giants, white guys, are beating us for touchdowns.
It's not just you. Like,
My
and that's
God.
why I was trying to get out was about Jackson Dart. Like, Dable cannot stop Jackson Dart. He can't not run him because, like, I would challenge any of you to pull up Jackson Dart's season stats so far. I would be willing to bet he has more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, he has 5. He had 5 rushing touchdowns. I don't know if that was counting the 2 yesterday.
But see, that's a huge part of his game. Like, right now, at least. I'm not saying he can't develop into a pocket passer. Like, that would be ideal for Jackson Dart, is be the pocket passer that can run but doesn't necessarily look to run. But right now, his running ability is such a huge part of their offense. It's what actually makes their offense move.
So it reminds me of Lamar his first year. He was running more than he was passing, and he learned. Because some of those guys don't last that long in the NFL that, run first, pass second,
Right. But I think, and the thing is like, it's not like the Giants are winning games doing it anyway, right? Like they're 3-8 or 3-7 or something. But
yeah, what Ken was saying about CJ, man, Russell Wilson didn't know what fucking hit him on that one sack. Holy shit. Came right up behind him, smacked him, and that was it. So.
Oh, Dorn, you're back. Hope you're feeling, bro. Dude.
Hey, Dorn.
And you know what, Dorn? They did look like the Packers yesterday. I mean, dropping passes all over the place. Caleb's numbers didn't look great, but even look at this is the thing about the Bears, too. They got the Greg Olson call team yesterday, which is the Fox #2 team. So now the Bears games are getting a little more, even like Fox, see this, all right, we got to stop sending Adam Archuleta and the bum commentators. We got to send some guys who actually know something. So even Olsen was saying yesterday that the numbers for Caleb would be so much better. I mean, he's like, they're dropping. It's like, what the hell is going on? They keep dropping these. I mean, they dropped some. That was the other part about that. And that's weird for the Bears. I mean, people go, but Rome should have made this one. I mean, yeah, there's about a drop a game. Get it. That's average in the NFL. But yesterday it was like every other pass they were dropping. It was like
it's like Zacchaeus, man. I'm like, where the fuck did your hands go?
Like,
fuck
did you, Isaac. Drop 3 fuck yesterday?
Yeah. Zacchaeus dropped 2. He dropped 2 more yesterday, and that one against was that Washington. Yeah, when we were down and we had to come back and win, Washington. He dropped that. He'd still be running now.
I think he actually got benched at the end of the game because if you notice, especially on that last drive, the burden was in over him, and I hope they just roll a burden going forward, man.
And for those watching a Bears X, that's what they were saying. I'm sorry not to cut you off, Broski, but Bears X was was on fire yesterday about that, and everyone's like, where's Luther? Where's Luther? Where's Luther? Luther should be taking every snap at this point forward, and then that happened. And Zacchaeus has been really good for us for the most part, but yesterday you saw why Washington cut him.
Yep.
Hey, Ken, did you see the replay where Darnell Wright block on Brian Burns? Oh my God!
When you look at this Darnell Wright block on Burns, It doesn't look like much, but Burns hits the ground hard.
Yeah,
it's just
Burns wanted to jump over him. The wrong thing to do, buddy.
He had a couple. Then there was a spin move. He tried to do a spin move on on Wright. Wright put him to the ground. I mean, Darnell Wright. Oh,
it's so.
JB, we'll get to that.
It's so difficult to see. I said in the beginning of the year, the Giants would have a top 5 defensive line. They're last in a lot on defense, even their defensive line, which is surprising me with that line.
Yeah,
part of the problem for them is they're on the field so much too, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. They'll probably be without Dart next week. Maybe he comes back fast. I don't know, but they spend way too much time with their defense on the field. And actually, for the Bears, just look, it wasn't all great. It took us a little too long to get the running game going. I don't, and both Monangai had a nice run or two, and Swift had a nice run or two. I thought we're starting to see what Ben's concept is. Like, hey, he's going to basically do what they're doing in Detroit with these guys, and I think they'll work. He's got the 2 guys to do it. But the run game really never took off for Chicago yesterday besides Caleb.
I wonder when it was 20-10 Giants and then Dart goes down, I wonder if every Giants fan just chalked the game up right there when they saw Russ was coming in. They're just like, well, that's it.
I was ready to look for Dayball to go running into the blue tent again.
Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah, Joe, to that
he's like,
point,
Jackson, are you sure you can't go? Are you absolutely sure?
I mean, to that point, though, the Bears offense hadn't really done much. So Giants fans are like, well, they're just going to drop more passes anyways. And the running game wasn't effective. So at that point, probably not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's what I was afraid of this game, man. Bringing Swift back, it's like he did make some plays. Don't get me wrong, he did, man. But I just thought there were certain situations where Monangai should have been in getting a handoff instead of Swift, namely on that 3rd and short and stuff like that. But we'll see if they can find that rotation, that balance in that rotation going forward.
Yeah, I think that's a work in progress, Broski.
Even on defense, I mean, Deshaun Wright, dude, you don't do fucking much, let me tell you. But I know you had a pick 6 in the first game of the year, dude. But that could have been a big 7 points. That interception drop that you had in the end zone yesterday.
The dropsies were everywhere, Joe. I don't know if you watched the Bears game, but not only were Bears receivers dropping, Bears corners and safeties were dropping balls. I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
And Bears, can we stop the fucking screen passes? First of all, they're not working, and it almost fucking screwed us because Caleb threw it's like a knuckleball. I think it's to Moore, and it was almost intercepted. That was intercepted. That would have been a pick 6. Stop with the screen passes.
Yeah, or at least stop telegraphing them, because the screen passes do work when you don't telegraph them. But Brian Burns knew what was happening. That's why he was sitting there. And at that point, though, Caleb's got to be smart enough to either lollipop it over him and throw it away, or just go elsewhere with it. So there's 2 things. A, stop calling it where it's telegraphable like that. And B, Caleb, if you see Brian Burns is just sitting on it, don't try it.
Well, yeah, I think Swift gets player of the game. What do you think, Broski?
No. No.
Caleb absolutely has to be the player of the game, which I hate to fucking say it, but
he played with heart, and I'll tell you what. But my play of the game, I'm telling you, I got fucking pumped. I was jumping up and down, screaming when Monangai scored that touchdown.
Yeah,
dude, that was such a diesel run. I'm like, holy shit, that's what I like to see, man.
Yeah.
So some other games, even though our resident Packer fan is MIA today. Tonight we got the Packers and the Eagles.
Oof.
I was hoping older millennial would come in. He's a big Eagles fan, but I guess he didn't see the message this morning. Look at this. It's going to be a good game. I mean, yeah, they shit the bed last week, but the Eagles aren't exactly unbeatable. This should be a pretty good game at Lambeau. It's going to be cold, which really it's funny because for the first cold game, like the Bears get New York, like big deal. They're used to it. They play outside. And the Packers get the Eagles, like big deal. They play outside in it too. So the weather's probably not a factor tonight for either of these teams, because they're both cold weather teams. But what do you think about tonight's game?
I hate to say it, I need the Eagles to win. But with the accusations that Eagles just picked up, they picked up Phillips from the Dolphins, so they're going to be blitzing a lot more. Michael Carter, their cornerback. I think I think Jordan Love's going to have a tough night tonight, even though it's in Green Bay. Even though I want it to be a -3 tie. If there's this one guy, Big Smalls Cheese, whatever the fuck his name is. Even though the Bears won, the Packers are still in first place. Shut the fuck up, dude. Because if you lose tonight because of that tie, you're out of the playoff race. So imagine that. But I think it's going to be, unfortunately, Eagles winning tonight. I really do.
What do you think, Joe?
It's going to be a good game. But I could see Jordan Love having a hard time because the Eagles' defense is pretty good. Yeah. And the Packers' offensive line hasn't been playing as good the last couple games. Like, I don't know. And Jacobs really hasn't. I think Jacobs might have an injury that he's playing with. Like, I don't pay that much attention to the Packers, but just watching Jacobs run lately, it seems like he's banged up, but he's just still going because he can. But he doesn't seem like 100% himself.
Yeah, Broski, I think there's some truth to that with Jacobs. Remember, he had an injury a couple weeks ago and he came back, and he's not running like he did last year for Green Bay.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I expect the Packers to come out better than they did last week against the Panthers. That's for sure. Michael Parsons historically has really good games against the Eagles. That being said, I mean, losing Tucker Kraft, that's huge. He was their number one target in my opinion. And I'm really not sold on their receiver room. Jacobs, I've been saying all year, he doesn't look like the Josh Jacobs of last season. On the other side, the Eagles, with all these new acquisitions, with I don't know, man. I expect it to be a close first half, and the Eagles pull away in the second. I think the Eagles win by double digits.
Dorn brings up a great point. How many pushes, especially against the Packers, who really wanted to get rid of it. Tonight they're going to make every opportunity they can to do it to Green Bay. They're going to do it.
5-1.
Not going to stop it.
5-1 series, Dorn. Yeah, if they get, because Barkley hasn't. They've been playing him safe because of the Madden curse, I believe. He hasn't really. Ken, you have the computer. How many rushing yards does Barkley have this year?
I'm not sure. He's only got one. I think he only has one 100-yard game, though.
I mean, if they get him going, we play them in 3 weeks. And Broski, I'm going to beg you up until then that we're going to meet up and go there. But I think the key of this game is, AJ Brown. Past the trade deadline, they were talking about him before the trade deadline of trading him. I think AJ Brown, he's the best slant passer in the league. They're going to get him going, and it's going to be tough to stop AJ Brown and Barkley when they're on.
Saquon Barkley, and we're in what week is this?
10, isn't it?
9, 10, whatever it is.
10, because we had a bye.
127 carries. 519 yards, 4 touchdowns at a 4.1 average.
The average isn't bad, but Jesus Christ, it seems like he's a quiet 500-yard rusher this year.
If you look at his, oh my God, really, is that it? So let me just pull up. Let me go through his games this season. It's pretty pathetic in a way for him. 60 yards, 88 against KC. That was a good game. 46 against the Rams. 43 against the Bucks. 30 against Denver, 58 against the Giants, the first at New York, 44 against the last place Vikings, and then last week was his best game, 150 yards against the Giants at home. That was his first breakout game for the season.
Yeah, I expect.
He's not having the season that he enjoyed last year.
No.
Yeah, week 10.
No.
But if you look at those numbers, like in 10 games, 127 carries, that means he's getting 12.7 carries a game. Like last year, he was getting like 25 carries a game or something, at least 20 per game. 9
games. This week.
They're managing his touches right now. They're managing his reps.
And Ken, let me know another thing too. Bigsby, they picked him up, I think about 5 weeks ago or something like that. So I don't know if their running game is at all a factor for the Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts is just passing a lot better with Smith. Dallas Goddard's been coming on these last couple of games as well. AJ Brown has been slow, but he's been picking it up these last couple of games. So I don't think running factor is for the Eagles unless you're playing a Giants
They're
defense.
spreading it out more. Their offense is more, shall we say, balanced. Hurts has had some runs. I mean, it's going to be an interesting game, and of course, because Lions fans have been chomping at the bit to talk about their massive win yesterday against. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. I'm going to take away from the Lions win, so I'm going to make them all mad. Look, the Bears ended Washington's season on Monday Night Football, so they still got about 5 more games to lose until they'll win another game. So, Lions, you really just did what was already preordained.
But you know what's impressive, though? Campbell was calling the plays yesterday. Believe that.
Yeah. Morton Salt Company was not calling the plays yesterday. And after all the, and look at, Campbell, the way he does it, he's trying to save face. Obviously he wasn't happy with what Morton did last week or in a couple games. So he's kind of taken over a little bit. So it's like, okay, I get that. It makes sense. They looked good against a team that's been deteriorating in front of our eyes in Washington. They've been deteriorating from week to week to week. Okay, hey Mitch, put it this way: if the Green Bay Packers lose tonight, first place in this division is by record is tied. You would be in first place because of the tiebreaker. No, by the way, you still have to play us one more time.
Well. The way they played us the first game, Jesus Christ, dude. I'm not, wow. Mm-mm.
I expect the Fudgies to be in third place in the NFC North after tonight.
Oh, is Jahmyr Gibbs, is he good? Does anybody know that? Is he, is he a good running back? Fuck, God damn. And then Jonathan Taylor, that's another story. Holy fuck, dude. But, yeah, I believe that too. Green Bay will be in third place tonight.
Cam was part of the cardiac arrest club for Bears fans yesterday.
You sure heard me, Ken. I had my daughter over. She's a Giants fan. She was crying because she wanted to beat her dad so bad yesterday.
JB, we haven't played Tampa, so I don't know how that fits into the tie breaking, but who cares? Honestly, because the only tie break that matters right now is the head-to-head, and you guys own that until we play you guys week 18.
Yeah, bro. All these Lions fans pumping up Johnny Morton like he's somebody. Like, come on, man. Look at his resume. He hasn't been a successful OC or even a head coach in the league for a reason, man. He doesn't have what it takes, man. You guys miss Ben Johnson big time.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs has been off the chain. Taylor was off the chain yesterday. You got to wonder how real is Indy. They pulled off another nice win yesterday.
Wow.
They really did. They had to come from behind, but they pulled off a nice win with Taylor.
Yep. I knew Atlanta would give him a fight. That's what I said last week. And I did call the upset how about that Texans comeback yesterday? Good God. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there are a couple games that we picked that we were all like, really, like the Jets winning again yesterday. Like, who would have thought the Jets, after getting rid of their best 2 defensive players, would come out and win a game?
How about the Dolphins beating the Bills?
Yeah, and then there's that. I was thinking that. Well, how about the freaking Dolphins? Fins up, man.
Well, how
Holy crap.
about Josh Allen's 20-yard tush push that caused the fumble?
Well, and the interception he threw in the end zone.
That was bad. That was bad.
And you know what's funny? I had Josh Allen start in my fantasy league, and even with as bad as he did, I'm still destroying Bill the Packer fan. So, you know.
Christ.
Yeah. But
that's like every week.
Game, and it sounded like it was like a 27-24 or something like that, or a 1-point game. No, Miami throttled them. It was like, what the hell?
But Ken, I was thinking about this yesterday. You know how like all these upsets and any given Sunday, there's a lot. There's been a couple upsets each week.
Yeah,
but I can't see the Bears upsetting anybody. Really, I really can't. I can't right now.
The difference is though, like 70% of these games are one-score games. And in the Bears' case, this season, unlike last season, they're finding ways to win those games. And so we aren't getting the bad interception, the blocked kick. We're actually blocking the kick. We're getting the kick. We're getting the touchdown versus the interception. The Bears are getting that this year. So when you look at when we look at the Bears going forward, they're always going to be toss-up games. There's not a single game on the schedule where you're looking going, oh yeah, the Bears have no chance. They're all going to be somewhat toss-up games. I mean, you figure the Vegas lines on Bears games will be, within the margin of error for the most part. Like for the Eagles game, it'll probably be 4.5 because it's at Lincoln Financial. But that game is going to be a 3 to 7 point game probably.
Whew. I hope you're right. But I think
because the Bears offense. Well, you can't. The problem is the Bears offense. Even when we get a game like yesterday, they're still putting up numbers. They're still moving the ball. They're still getting to the red zone. Like yesterday was weird in the first half. Like normally we would have walked away with points. This time we didn't. We decided, we'll try the fourth down. But the Bears are like fourth in the league in fourth down conversions. We're in the top 5 offensively, which is like, what the hell's up with that? So, I mean, the Bears have some bite. It's just the defense is we had 2 weeks of good defense, and then we've had iffy defense at best, would be a good way of putting it.
Well,
they have moments in games, but they're not sustained in games.
Well, I think the Bears got Brian Dable fired after not going for it on that 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, there were some other questionable coaching decisions yesterday that worked out. Who was it who took the knee was that was the Indianapolis game, right? Took the knee.
Oh, so it didn't give him enough time to score. Yeah. Or was it the Jackson? No, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
How about Little? How about Little? Does he have a leg for Jacksonville? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Good God. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, JMO had a nice game yesterday. Of course, for the Lions fans who want a complete breakdown of the Lions game, JB will be on at the top of the hour, and I guarantee you they were going to break down every single line of that game.
And I guarantee you JB will still be in denial about Morton.
Yeah.
Shout out JB.
That's the other game too, man. The Patriots are real. They're for real. Drake May's, and you know what? I was saying Drake May too, and I'm taking the heat for this. I another North Carolina quarterback, like Trubinsky and stuff like that. He had one good year, but Drake May, man, he's coming on for a North Carolina quarterback.
Well, Trubinsky had 2. He had the 2 playoff years, but yeah, I mean, look at these guys. Year 2, Caleb is showing why he was the number 1 pick. I mean, the Bears did right. Drake May is showing why he was a first-round pick. He's having a better year 2 than year 1. But then you got guys like Bo Nix who are kind of not showing like they did last year.
He's struggling, yeah.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels, of course. Well, injury issues.
RG3 too.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why you got to take multiple seasons to kind of figure out what you got. But and let's see which way they're trending. Both Drake and Caleb trending up.
Yeah, but it's not just Drake. Trevion Henderson is really coming. He's stepping up for them, and I knew he was going to be good, man. Me and Broski called it before when he was drafted. We were like, that dude, wherever he goes, like he's going to be good, man. I just knew he was. And that touchdown that he broke off to seal the game at the end, like that outside edge run that he took for like 60 something yards.
Yeah, just when he gets out in the open, he fucking done. See ya.
He's quick, dude.
So I mean, they're these young quarterbacks. Some of them. I mean, look at what was the other game that was kind of like a surprise? There were a couple surprise games yesterday.
I was surprised. I was wrong about the Rams 49ers game. I mean, when I saw Rams were up in the first quarter, 21 or first half, 21-0, I was like, what the fuck?
That one ended quick. That one ended quick.
That one got out of hand in the first quarter. It was like 14-0 the first two drives. You're like, what happened?
And another team too, Seattle's. They're up 28-0 in the first half yesterday. I mean, I thought the Cardinals would give them a little bit because Brissett's been showing some skills, but holy shit, dude. All three of those games at 4:00, they all had 44 points or in the 40s.
Can I go ahead and just say I'm sorry, Vikings fans, but I'm not sorry. JJ McCarthy has not impressed me.
Nope.
So look at after tonight, the AFC, look at the NFC East, right? I mean,
Eagles
the Cowboys are 3-5, the Commanders are 3-7, the Giants are 2-8. The Eagles after tonight will be 7-2, and the number one seed in the NFC.
I wonder how quick it was for somebody to win the division. What's the earliest? Because
I mean, they're going to be 7-3 probably after tonight if they win. The Seahawks and the Rams are both 7-2. The Seahawks own the tiebreak there. Then you get the Bucks at 6-3, and then they get to North 5-2 Packers, which will go to 5-3, so they'll drop down to third. 6-3 Lions, 6-3 Bears. I mean, right now the Packers, if the Packers win tonight, they'll retain first place. But it's ridiculous that the Rams and the Seahawks, I mean, wow. Both the Seahawks and the Rams on 4-game win streaks.
Yep.
The Bears have the longest win streak in the North right now at 2 games. The Bucks lost this week. The Panthers lost this week. The Falcons have lost 4. The Saints get a win this week.
Wow, that was another surprise game yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Tyler Shuck is going to be phenomenal.
Oh,
yeah, he had a good game.
I mean that Carolina, they were playing so good. I mean, they shut out the Falcons 30-0. And they won some good games, and then they go out and take a shit.
Well, right now in the NFC, it's not updated right. No, it is updated right. Right now, the Seahawks are the number 1 seed. Philly's at 2. Green Bay right now, as of today, is at 3. The Bears and the Lions both get in. And really, the Lions are a 6th seed because of the tiebreaker. But right now, the Niners are on the outside. The Panthers are on the outside. The Vikings are on the outside. And after that, after the 3-win teams, I think they're out. So that's your top 10. If you go to the AFC, it's even more ridiculous. You ready for this one? Kansas City's on the outside looking in right now because Jacksonville has the tiebreaker over Kansas City at 5-4. So 5-4 gets you in the playoffs in the AFC right now, but 6-4 has you on the outside in the NFC. If the Packers lose tonight, we lost one. If the Packers lose tonight and drop to 5-3, San Francisco jumps up, and then Carolina, then the Packers go to the 9 spot. That's where we're at. So now we're going to start looking at these parts of the season. That's going to be so tonight is really big for the Packers. Really big for the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
But Seattle, the number 1 seed.
Yeah, but I was going to say that, if Shug can keep up what he's doing, that could really help to jumpstart the Saints rebuild. Like, if you just hitting on that quarterback, I know they still have the contract issues and stuff, but at least that piece is, and you still have Olave, like not as dire as, like you don't even have a quarterback. So we'll see if Suge can keep it up for the rest of the season.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Saints are so they're a hard team to figure out. Like you look at them, you're like, they should be good. They got good players, but then they're bad. And they can't move the players because of the contracts. And then they come up like they did yesterday. And you're like, they're a frustrating team, honestly.
They play hard though. Honestly, man, like they don't have a good record, but they play tough. Yeah, even that tight end they have, Jawan Johnson. He's a good player. He's having a good season. So, they might be set at quarterback too, with Shuck as their starter, and they have Rattler as the backup. I mean, that could end up being really, really nice for them.
Yeah, they're going to be interested. They might be a wrecker. They might be one of these teams that might wreck your playoff chances going forward. You got to watch that. They're one of those weird teams where you're like, okay, be careful, because they are not done. It's interesting. I mean, it's I don't think anyone in the North plays them because we already beat them this year, but that's just crazy. Just crazy the way the playoff picture is starting to take shape. Because now we're in that time of season where people are going to look at it, right? Yeah, it's getting interesting. Like the Seahawks are the number 1 seed. I mean, it's crazy. You would have thought that.
And we also, something else interesting about this season is like some of the teams that have the best records are not even really Super Bowl contenders. Like yesterday I was reading the Patriots right now, they're 8-2, right? Like, and they look legit, but they've had the easiest schedule in the NFL this entire season. So what happens when they come up against a really good team in the playoffs? Like according to ESPN, they're like, I would take some of these teams that have worse records against them in the playoffs, like Baltimore. If Baltimore finds a way into the playoffs, like, they're not sold on the Patriots because of the record that they've had. Now, I'm not saying that they're not a good team. I don't know if they're Super Bowl contenders, like they've played the in the league. So it's a combination of like, yeah, they've definitely gotten better, but they also have the benefit of playing a really soft schedule, and their schedule doesn't get harder towards the end of the season. So they could end up with like 13 wins, 14, like who knows?
Yeah. Speaking of the Ravens, big win for them yesterday.
Yeah.
Like you said, JJ McCarthy, I think his completion percentage for the season's like 54% or something like that. Like that's not good.
Well, and if you think about it, the Ravens started to take off with that Bears game because that's when they started to get healthy. And they're starting to look like that Ravens team that we thought they were going to be at the beginning of the year. I mean, they're in that playoff hunt. And that game last night put them even more into that playoff hunt because they are in the hunt for that division. I mean, right now, you've got Pittsburgh at 5-4, right? And you've got the Ravens at 4-5, and they still got division ball to play. Like they are, and look at the Bengals. Even at the Bengals at 3-6 are still in that division. Believe it or not, they are still in that division. That's how bad the North and the AFC has been. Like, and if they keep playing the way they're playing, and look at the Steelers, and Yinzer's not here this morning, probably because he's hungover from drinking his sorrows from last night's game. Like, dude, like Baltimore might win this division. And Baltimore might be that team that gets an AFC championship game, and people are going to look at them and go, how the hell did they get here with the way that season started?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I hear that. I also think the Chargers, I mean, I look at their roster. I'm like, they could very well win the AFC this year. They started off slow. I think they had some, major injuries on the O line. They had to scramble and try to fix that. But dude, they get it. They get it going. They get in a groove, man. Watch out for them because that's just a tough team. They were just toying with the Steelers too. They were toying with the Steelers.
I mean, look at that division. Denver's 8-2. The Chargers are 7-3. Kansas City is 5-4, 2.5 games out. I mean,
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And really, I think Denver. I agree with you, Broski. I think Denver can get overtaken by the Chargers.
Yep.
Like Denver, they're winning games kind of not. I don't want to say they're winning games like the Bears, but they're not winning games because of Bo Nix. Their defense.
And I don't think Denver can win a playoff game. I think their record is really inflated, to be honest with you. Like, their defense is legit. Their defense is really good, but like Bo Nix has not impressed me all that much. And I don't know. I just feel like if they come up against a team like a Baltimore, that if Baltimore goes on that run and makes the playoffs, like I think Baltimore can beat them. Like I'm not taking them over the Bills in the playoffs. Like,
yeah, Bo Nix needs to play more efficient, man. He's turning the ball over too much, throwing too many picks. They did have a nice win in Philly this year, though. That was a nice win for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's this. We're finally getting to that part of the season where some teams we know what they are. There's still some teams now, week 10, where like, what are they? And the Bears kind of fall into that category a little bit. Like, we know the offense is good. We know Caleb doesn't turn the ball over. It's the defense is a question mark. They get turnovers. They got them yesterday. Interesting fact: when the Bears don't get a turnover, they don't win.
Yeah, I mean,
and that Bears defense, I look at CJ Gardner-Johnson has been the injection they needed with Spidey being out. We've only got one more game without him, and then we're going to get him back. And with him and CJ in there, that defense is going to, you hope, looks a lot better. Detroit, they're an interesting team because they've been up and down defensively and offensively as well. So they've had some identity issues, which maybe they fixed yesterday with Campbell taking over play calling from Morton. Maybe that does a trick. Denver, going back to that, it's been their defense, not their offense. I mean, there are a couple teams that they're winning, they're playoff teams, but you still don't know their identity for real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree. The Bears really haven't beaten a good team yet. Their defense has just been soft. I don't know how else to say it. Detroit, the play calling, their defense too isn't always the best looking. Dan Campbell calling plays the rest of the season. Like, I understand it worked against the crappy, Redskins with Marcus Mariota, but I mean, if Dan Campbell's calling plays the rest of the year, I mean, good luck. Like, honestly, like, I don't know. That wouldn't give me too much confidence if I was a Lions fan.
I mean, the Bears are 7th in the league in points per game, 3rd in yards per game. But then you go to defensively, they're 18th in sacks, but then they're first in interceptions and they're first in turnover differential. But their yardage they give up is just stupid.
Yeah, because they don't 3 and out anyone ever. That's yeah.
They just don't. It's just,
yeah, they really don't.
They're frustrating now.
I feel like Broski has been saying for the last 4 weeks that if the Bears don't get turnovers, they don't win.
I
feel like he's been saying that for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
Dude, on Hallis Hall Report before the game yesterday, I was like, all I want, give me a handful of 3 and outs. And I was dead serious. Just give me 5 3 and outs for the game. Dude, I don't know. Did they get 1 3 and out series? Maybe
they get one. They get a couple here and there. They get 1 or 2
a game.
I mean, here's who we beat this year because we started out 0-2, dropping the 2 divisional games early. Right? We beat the Cowboys, who are now pretty much out of it. mostly because of their defense, and our defense didn't do much. We beat the Raiders by a point on a blocked field goal attempt. We beat Washington by a point, which has now started their slide. We beat the Saints. Okay, that was a 2-score win. Nice. Then we get embarrassed by the Ravens. The thriller against the Bengals, 47-42. Once again, defense not there. And then yesterday, 24-20. Okay, so we kept them to 20, but it's not like New York's offense puts up a lot of points. Now we get the Vikings, then we get the Steelers, and then we get the Eagles, but for the rest of November. So, for the Bears, really the next big test for the Bears, and sorry, Vikings fans, is going to be Philly.
Yeah, but the one thing about the Vikings though is they can run the ball. Aaron Jones and Mason, that's going to be a problem for the Bears. And honestly, McCarthy's not that accurate, but he can throw deep. He can throw deep, So,
Broski, the one thing the Bears defense has been good at since the break is the run defense has gotten a lot better. Like yesterday, the run defense. Okay, let me. Because when you say Jones can run, well, sure he can. Running backs aren't running against the Bears well.
Yeah,
it's quarterbacks that are.
Historically, he's burned the Bears. But yeah,
Right,
I mean, what I'm saying is this: it's a dual threat challenge. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? The Vikings are definitely going to try to run it, and they can throw deep. So it's going to be a good challenge for the Bears. Not saying they can't step it up, but it's going to be a good matchup.
The Bears' run defense. That's the one good thing about this defense right now, as far as besides the turnovers, but because their pass rush is not there. But against the run, if you're a running back, you're going to have a rough day. Where the Bears aren't doing well is run when the quarterbacks run. That's where the yardage is coming every game. It's from the quarterbacks. Especially through the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, they do get a little bit of success. But so are you really letting JJ McCarthy run a lot next week? If you're the Vikings, do you want to see him running at all? I mean, that's going to be the problem. Look what just happened to Dart.
Yeah, but the Bears are having a real difficult time containing these guys who can move a little bit. So
yeah,
I expect it might be a problem still next week. But
the Steelers don't if you give Aaron Rodgers time, he will pick you apart. But their offense line, come on, we should be getting. By that time we get Spidey back. That defense should look a little bit different. But that's the thing with the Bears, man. They have been pretty good against the running backs, just not against quarterbacks who can run.
So,
and I can also see. Go ahead, Joe.
I was just going to say, can you ask the question, do the Vikings really want to let J.J. McCarthy do a whole lot of running, right? I would answer that question with a question. Do you want J.J. McCarthy to do a whole lot of passing based off of what you've seen? I think they have to let him run. That's the only way they're going to have a chance. So I would expect that you're going to get a lot of running from J.J. McCarthy next week, honestly.
And Broski, if you're the Vikings, is JJ still your future? How much longer does that experiment get to run?
Yeah, that's a good question, and there's it's so funny too because I'm listening to all these Vikings fans and stuff, and it's almost like KOC's going from Coach of the Year to on the hot seat. I think part of that is because I don't think people are confident that JJ McCarthy is the quarterback of the future. I mean, let's see him finish the season. Let's see him start every game the rest of the year, and then go from there and see. Because honestly, what I was going to say is I could see this game going a lot like how this Giants game went, where, hey, maybe the Vikings are up to a lead, and maybe McCarthy runs for the 8th time, and all of a sudden, boom, he gets hurt again. He's banged out. They bring in Brosmer or whoever, and then the Bears make their comeback and win. I could see it going very similar.
So
to answer your question, no, I don't think people are sold. He's the answer for the future.
If I'm Quezzy, I have my scouting team looking at quarterbacks.
Luca's still all in on McCarthy.
I have my scouting team looking at quarterbacks that are draft, and I'm like, let's see. Is there a way
maybe
we can
not
get up there and
looking
get
for
one?
next? Well, Joe, if I'm him, I'm maybe not looking for this next draft. Right, I'm looking at the guys who are going to come out the following draft. Maybe I think you give JJ at least one more year. So you're looking possibly after next season, maybe you have to make a move if it doesn't work out. Like because you can say, look, this has only been his first season playing. The season 1 injury, okay, happens in the league a lot with guys. But if he still has injury issues that are problematic that carry through into next season. Sorry, guys, into next season, then he's probably looking to draft not this upcoming draft, but the following draft, or you may be looking 2 drafts out. Start scouting now, and I think that would be smart on them because of what he's doing. And we'll see if he improves. Like it's hard because it's his first year starting, but the expectations are so high because you got rid of Sam Darnold for him. So it's like you're in this trap in a way because the fans expect you to win and you're not.
But here's the thing for me, and I mean I'm nobody, but this is just my take on it, right? Is that like you had the injury last year, right? This year, if he came in and you're right, it's his first year starting, and he's not really playing that well, right? But you kind of expect that from a guy who's essentially a rookie, right? But he's also had the injury problems this year. So for me, it's not one of the things, it's both of the things together. It's the fact that he had the injury last year, now he's been in this year, and when he's in there, he's not playing well. For me, that's strike 3, dude. Like
so he gets Rosen, is what you're saying.
If he was playing well enough, like if he was playing really well this year, but he got injured, then there would be hope there. Like, okay, well, if we can just keep this guy on the field. But he hasn't impressed me, and he's been injured a lot. And there's no guarantee that he's going to see the end of the season without getting injured again. Yep. Like, so for me,
it's going to be interesting to see what they do. And I see what you're saying, Joe. Like, I mean, I don't disagree with it on principle, but I think Kwesi is going to give him at least 1 more year. Because, I mean, honestly, I think unless there's something that they just can't pass up in the draft. And it also depends on where they're drafting. Right now, they're probably, where are they? They're not in the top 10 for the draft. I mean, because look you've got a couple 2-win teams. There are 4-win teams. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There are 12 teams minimum right now with worse records than them today. So right now they might be 13th. Drafting 13th, 14th, depending on tie breaks, all the other good stuff. If the draft were today, they'd be at 13, somewhere between 13 and we'll call them between 13 and 16. Is right? Like, are you really going to get your starting quarterback then?
Not there, but you can. It's a lot easier than trading up from 28.
I mean, look at the Bears are kind of a get right game for them, Luka. The way our pass defense has been with this zone, but and they're going to play zone with your receivers. They really are, but I don't think they're, without Jalen Johnson there, it makes it kind of hard to play man. And maybe we get Jalen back in a couple weeks. But tonight we get the big game: Green Bay Packers at the Frozen Tundra against the Eagles. Enjoy that game tonight. I know I will be watching that one. Real quick, anyone here want the Packers to win?
I mean, all I'm going to say is the Eagles are my most disliked team in the league. I'm the same as Woody, just from like growing up in that area. There's no team I despise more than the Eagles. That being said, I'm never going to hope the Packers win. So that's the conundrum for me.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Dorn. I think everyone's going for them Eagles today. And honestly, though, Bill wants the Packers. Of course, he's a Packers fan. He should. The way the Packers have been playing, I mean, they've been hanging out in first, but they haven't been playing that great. Last week was they laid a goose egg. We'll see what they do tonight, but enjoy the game tonight. Dorn, happy that you're feeling better, my friend. Good to see you back in the comment section. Man. We missed you. So, enjoy the game tonight. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow for another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. Don't forget, if you're watching on Rumble, hit that subscribe and like. It helps us out. Same with X, Facebook, YouTube, and all our other places. JB is up next. Have a great day, everyone.